Okay, cool. Well, then let's start. And welcome. Oh, what? Huh?
Oh, what? Breaking news. Breaking news.
Wait, I didn't do the opening yet. And welcome to... Alright, this is already starting off to be a great show. And welcome to another episode of the Dynasty Trades HQ podcast, brought to you by the Dynasty Football Network and DynastyFootballFactory.com. My name is Michael Cipes. You can find me on Twitter at FFBlitz. And I'm here with my partners, Jeremy Browand.
Hey, what's up, wild world out there?
And Shane Manila.
Is the NFL draft still going on?
I don't know.
I don't know. When is it?
It seems like everybody's wasted, tired, and the way everybody's talking. And it looks like we just had one of our guests pop in on the screen. But, yeah, what did you guys do for the draft this weekend? Shane, you already look like you want to go to sleep.
Oh, yeah, I had an exciting time. So Thursday night we did, me and a couple of the guys from the site, we wrote up every offensive skill position player that was picked in the first round as it happened, and then published. And we added a IDP player, so that was awesome. Oh my God!
Wait, what the hell? Wait! Hold on, you just blew past that. You did IDP players?
No, I didn't.
That's better. I didn't think so.
No, one of our guys did. I don't even remember who was on the team at this point. Like, I was so bleary-eyed by the end of it. So we put out, I don't know, 8 reaction pieces, something like that, in the span of about 3 hours that we created from fucking scratch, from like whole cloth. It was like magical, religious Jesus type shit. Like, we were just raising it from the dead. Then I jumped on the Fantasy Joe's podcast at what felt like, I think it was like midnight. Did that till about 2. And Friday night, jumped on some podcasts, did some more writing. And then Saturday, I went out and had to socialize with other human beings, which was weird.
Were you looking at your phone or anything while you were socializing?
Well, yeah, obviously.
I figured you would. Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, of course. I mean, socializing.
Man, that sounds exciting, dude. What an exciting weekend.
It was, I tell you what, I was exhausted. And so I'm going to go to bed during the show.
All right, cool. Yeah, and I just figured there's no way you were not paying attention to the draft while you were socializing. You know, we were going to do the show and get started and then have our guests, but it looks like one of our guests popped into the room just now while we were talking. And we got Mike Fanaro here from the Rookie Fever podcast. Hey.
What's up, man?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Great. For you,
Michael.
For you, this must have been a big, huge weekend. And I know you were there actually at the draft, right?
I was, yeah, 4th year in a row I went.
That's awesome. So what did you guys do while you were there? Were you out in that big mob of street people?
What's that?
Were you out there with the big mob of people out in the street?
No, I actually didn't understand that mob, to be quite honest. That's not where the draft was taking place. There's an outdoor stage at every one of these events, and all of them are different. But this outdoor stage is where everyone flocked to up and down Broadway, and it was odd to me because you really couldn't see anything. It was kind of like Times Square, you know. It was kind of crazy that everyone's there. Jason and I from Capology jumped in too. Oh my God, there was probably 8 to 12 bars that had 5 floors with like probably 500 to 600 people per floor with rooftop bars. It was a really good vantage point, to be quite honest. You were up high and you were kind of chilling off the roof and still watching the same thing they were from the ground. The draft itself was actually behind all of that, across the bridge on the other side. So it was a little odd to me that they were all congregating right at that point, but...
And that's pretty much what they showed on TV. That's what it looked like everybody was doing,
It was
you know?
impressive. It was impressive.
Yeah, it looked like it went on for like a mile on TV.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Did you guys broadcast from there while you were out there?
We tried once, and then we probably got a little too drunk to be able to do it responsibly.
That's cool.
We got there on Thursday at 6:30 a.m. So we got an early start, and then it took a little while to kind of navigate around the whole venue itself. And then once we figured it all out, we kind of settled down. And by then, we were a good 8 or 9 hours in. So it was kind of one of those things where it was just like we wanted to sit down and enjoy it.
Cool. Are you guys having a big episode this week to recap and all that, or have you already recorded that?
We had one of your guests tonight, Katie Flower, on just last night.
Oh, so you already did it last night. Oh, cool.
Yeah. We had an episode last night. I jumped on with Capology Saturday night. So this is my third one in a row.
Yeah, and you mentioned that we'll
When
have
you
Katie.
do 3 in one day, I want you to call me, man. Tell me how you feel.
That's
If you're
sweet.
tired or rejuvenated, because it just takes a lot out of you.
You,
Yeah, I bet.
you mentioned that we were going to have Katie later. Jeremy, why don't you tell everybody what we're doing tonight?
Well, after meeting and having a good time with the Rookie Fever guys and getting fully amped up about this rookie draft with the little energy that we still have from this past weekend, we're doing a Superflex rookie mock draft with 7 other people. So the Rookie Fever guys, those 2, the 3 of us, and 7 other people. So 12 individuals making 12 different picks in this Superflex rookie mock draft. So should go pretty fast and should be really fun.
Man, this seems a lot like an orgy. Like how an orgy seems like a really good idea. And then you're just like, oh, there's too many hands. I have no idea what I just touched.
Oh God, yeah, and we're not even sure exactly if we can get all 12 in the same room at the same time, but we'll find out. So Shane,
It's not all going to fit.
Oh, jeez.
jeez. So Shane,
you night with these analogies.
Oh my God, Shane, you mentioned when we were trying to start the show that we had some news, and our news is always brought to you by rotosurance.com, and put in the code Dynasty Trades HQ all in caps and get your discount. What was your news, Shane?
Yeah, well, I just, it might have just slipped past everyone because they were so focused on the draft. But Sports Illustrated put out an article last night saying that Tyreek Hill could be placed on the commissioner's exempted list as soon as this week. And basically that's their timeout room before they suspend your ass.
Good.
So, yeah, it's looking pretty bad for Tyreek Hill. I think the last time we came on was prior to the tape coming out of him basically threatening his fiance and talking about how he beats on his son. So, yeah, hopefully he gets suspended for life because that dude truly does not belong. He had a second chance, so he gone. I'd expect him to go on that list sometime this week and
Good.
hopefully to prison shortly after.
I hope so too.
And then Doug Baldwin apparently might not be able to ever play again. That happened fast, huh? Adam Schefter reported, I think on Saturday, the days all blend together, that due to his injuries, that they don't know if he's going to be able to play again or not. So that's sad.
That news came out faster than a DK Metcalf 40-yard dash.
I want to go back to the Tyreek thing for just a second.
No.
No, because I want to ask your opinion, because a lot of people keep saying about how, or actually I'll ask Michael Fanaro's opinion. If he's never going to play, which he should never be able to play again, and then people were talking about, oh, now maybe Sammy can, but everybody was talking about the wide receiver that they drafted, that he's going to step up and be the guy.
Hardman, he's going to be so overdrafted. People, as soon as he was picked up in the draft, I was listening to all the news, not all the news, but all the analysis afterward, and it was like, this guy is Tyreek Hill. So everyone is going to draft him like he is Tyreek Hill. We all assume that Tyreek Hill is not going to play for the Chiefs this year, so they're looking for that piece. He returns punts just like Tyreek Hill. He's got blazing speed like this Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill was an anomaly at his size, and I think he's just going to get super overdrafted. He's going to be a first-round wide receiver probably in rookie drafts that aren't super flex, and I just don't think he belongs there. A lot of people who do this very, very well didn't even really know who that guy was, or they were so deep on their list that it was one of those things where it was kind of like, huh? And I think he's just going to get overdrafted because of his spot.
So looking at Mecole Hardman's stats, he put up 961 yards on 60 receptions, 11 touchdowns, 97 rushing yards on 13 attempts. That's not bad. Unfortunately, that's over 3 fucking seasons. He was more productive than Riley Ridley, I guess. So there's that, right?
We spent months talking about this draft and about how we're not that thrilled, and everybody was saying that so many things are all over the place and you just don't know. Now that everybody got all their landing spots, what spots did you like and which spots did you hate? I mean, I guess we could go around everybody, but Michael, what for you guys, Rookie Fever, what were the surprises?
Who didn't love Harry going to the Patriots?
Right.
I mean,
that was drafted in the first round was good.
Yeah, I mean that's a no-brainer. I mean that's a perfect spot. I mean he couldn't have landed in a better spot, and the Patriots just pissed me off with this stuff. I mean, Patriots and the Eagles were in the Super Bowl 2 just 2 years ago, and they have like one of maybe the top 5 drafts in my opinion. The two teams, like, I mean, if you keep going, I mean, we're not talking about just their first round picks. Eagles protecting Wentz and then going and getting their own wide receiver who I love, J.C. Arcega-Whiteside. I mean, I feel like, and then Sanders, who I also just love. It's one of those things where I think Harry is obviously the 101.
Wait, Mike, but how'd the Giants do? I missed that.
Oh, good God.
They got
the Giants.
All right, so listen.
They had
So
an early
listen,
pick.
man. So listen, man. I've been a Giants fan my whole life, and like you all can laugh about it because it's going to be like about 1 week of news for you. I'm going to live this for the next 3 to 6 years.
You won a Super Bowl, didn't you?
No,
I'll tell you
man,
what.
this is. I mean, everything they were doing leading up to their number 6 pick was disaster. I mean, you have Odell Beckham, one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver in the entire league, gone. Safety, one of the best in the league, gone. And then we'll just go. Let's just draft a quarterback that no one thought would go at 6. And it's just I would have been fine at 17 if that was really their guy. I would have loved Josh Allen there at 6. Or honestly, I was kind of pulling a little bit for that Rosen trade. I would have been happy with giving up a 2nd round pick.
Yeah,
I would
that
have
would have been a good pick.
I was happy with it for the Dolphins. But yeah, Shane, so he was mentioning all your Eagles. I'm sure you were thrilled.
I mean, I don't want to.
I'm jelly.
So Saturday night, I guess I came home after the socialization with humans, and or was that Friday night? I don't even know. All the days blend together. But I did write an article about J.J. Arcega-Whiteside and Miles Sanders landing with the Eagles. And quite honestly, I didn't know enough about Arcega-Whiteside to make an educated or give an educated opinion until they drafted him. And then, of course, I dove in and
I love him.
He seems like an Alshon clone. And then Miles Sanders is the RB2 of this class, and you could make an argument for the RB1, to be quite honest with you. Great landing spot for him. Great landing spot for David Montgomery, which it's funny. He fell out of the first round in drafts, and then he jumped back up. Great landing spot for Josh Jacobs. Like the early running backs, the 3 running backs that you wanted to get really good landing spots did. And then, of course, there was Henderson, who went in the 3rd round to the Rams, which is a little, Todd Gurley, I thought your knees were okay, buddy.
The best part of that was you tweeted out something, sell your Gurley shares now. And then like all these people were reacting to your tweet, and you were like, calm down, people. I was kidding.
That way too literally.
Yeah,
you got slammed.
I was on a podcast when I tweeted it. So, I tweeted it, and then about 10 minutes later, I came back and people were basically telling me that my mom should have had an abortion because, I just wasn't that bright in so many words. And I'm just like, guys, like, it's tongue in cheek. It's Twitter. It's fun. Like, I'm not putting, it's just a fun thought. But that said, the fact that they did invest a 3rd round draft pick on a running back is a little disconcerting if you're a Gurley owner.
Yeah. I think somebody just pop in?
I think they did.
Somebody popped in and used like AOL.
Swag.
Hell yeah, I got the
AOL Direct
tonight.
Yeah, man. Hey, thanks for dialing up, buddy. We appreciate you being here.
I had them install the AOL just for this evening.
Nice.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you, Jeremy. Hell yeah, I'm excited.
It's been a long time, Swags.
So how about you? Now that you've popped in here, why don't you tell us your reaction to some of the landing spots and some of the players you like? We have a second Shane in the room now.
Are we
That's my co-host.
Yeah, we've been recording for like 20 minutes.
Yep.
Oh, I thought we were starting at 9:30.
No. Did you show up when you want to show up?
Yeah, it's all good, man. It's fine.
Starting the mock draft at 9:30, buddy.
Oh, well, shoot. Did I swear?
Hey, you can swear all you want. I'll edit it. It's fine.
No one does.
Get out
of here.
So
I
it's,
was going to get them out of the way before we were recording, and then I hop right on and
you could swear all you want. I'll edit it out. It's no worries. So yes, it's
no,
the other.
I'm an angel, Mr. Cipes.
So we're happy to have you whatever time you want to pop in. Like we said, we have a second Shane in the room now. We have Michael Fanaro's partner from the Rookie Fever podcast. So Shane, why don't you tell us about you for your draft? Who did you like? Who did you not like?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I'm I'm sure you guys have started some rookie drafts here and there too. And so I was thinking about it today, and like, I'm not answering your question directly, but like that top 5 that I have a 3 and a 4 and a 5 right now. And I'm super stoked about it because whoever falls to me right there, like the 101 is gone and they took Kyler Murray, and we're sitting on the guy that's putting his kids to bed. Guessing he's taking Jacobs. And after that, I mean, I'm happy taking Haskins, Harry, and Miles Sanders. Like, I'm totally happy with that for me right there and the way my team's sitting. I don't think there's that, like, strong, like, there's not the Barkleys or even, for me, the Chubbs or we'll have to see what happens with Geis. Who knows? But there's not those guys, like those clear, like, studs that you're after. But I think, like, that consensus is pretty, like, solid, give or take, and you're still going to be happy. You're going to have a contributor on your team. Like, I don't know, Shane, like, you're the Philly guy here. Like, how are you feeling about Miles Sanders?
So you again came on late, so I'm just going to keep mentioning that.
You were here early. You guys are just overachievers.
We did discuss
fair.
that though. And just so everyone's aware, every running back that people keep mentioning as being an impediment to him getting a full workload, Corey Clement, Wendell Smallwood, Josh Adams,
Jordan
and
Howard.
You don't even know their names.
Howard.
Jordan
It's your
Howard.
team, so
Yeah,
you don't care.
I don't need to know their names because their contracts all
Right,
expire.
That he says all their
After the
names, though, is
season.
pretty funny, huh? He says
but-
every one of them. He
but
doesn't
all
say
their
like the best 2, and then those other guys. He literally names every one of them in random
Well, because
order.
the point is, all 4 of them, their contracts expire at the end of this season. So the Eagles will let them go away. You know, I'm sure they'll keep 1 or 2 of them because you can't have just one running back on the team. That doesn't go well. I guess maybe Clement would be my choice, but it really doesn't matter because we back up. But all 4 of those guys are free agents after this season. So this is Sanders' show. And honestly, I don't think all 4 of those guys even make the roster because you
How
can't
cool.
carry 5 running backs.
How cool is it that both Penn State running backs are in the same division?
Well, I'm not going to lie. I prefer and wish that it were the other way around, that we had Saquon. But
That's all I got. That's all I got, Shane. Come on.
Well, Jeremy, you did mention that you didn't get to you yet. And so before we do start bringing in all of our guests to do the mock draft, what did you like in this draft?
Man, I'll tell you, I really like N'Keal Harry being taken in the first round. Great capital that he went to the New England Patriots. I kind of laugh when people talk about Harry as just an outside receiver. Oh, Tom Brady can't even throw it that far anymore. We see what quarterbacks do with receivers like, say, Michael Thomas for the Saints. I know it's a bit of a different offense, but what Michael Thomas does, catching the ball less than 20 yards all day long, you know, I think they can do the same thing with Harry because he can play a bit outside and inside and use him in the slot and still kind of move him around and get him, you know, on target from Brady. I love that spot for him based on his short area quickness. So that was a good one. No surprise Kyler Murray went first overall, but some of the lower, some of the guys that I like to find every year, like Deontay Johnson from Toledo, going to Pittsburgh was a great place. They make wide receivers there. That was a perfect place, an opportunity for him. And Terry McLaurin going to catch passes from, you know, his fellow Ohio State Buckeye, Dwayne Haskins in Washington. I thought Haskins in Washington was ideal too. The offense that Jay Gruden runs there is a perfect fit for Haskins, and I think he can play early. So some of this stuff, you know, not too surprising. The running backs, I still, you know, I'm not sure. I think, you know, San Francisco could have done something different there. I do like what Buffalo did with Singletary, and the Rams have a really good backup too. I think Shane mentioned that just a little bit earlier. Those 2 stand out because those running backs were kind of dropped down draft boards, and maybe they still are hovering there a little bit. They rose a bit, but I think those are good places for those guys to be as far as fit. So there's a lot to be encouraged about. I'm glad most of my rookie drafts are after the NFL draft this year. I know we complain about that a lot. Like, man, those early drafts, we can use our Devy research to our advantage, but this year I'm glad it was after because those landing spots made a big difference, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And we've talked about that so much about once this draft happened, we'd be able to rank everything. Now, we do have a lot of people that are ready to go. Even Katie just sent us a message. And Shane, I wanted to ask you about A.J. Brown, and we still had some stuff with Shane and Michael. So why don't we hear from the Scouting Academy, do our mock draft, and then after everybody leaves the mock draft, Mike and Shane, you want to stick around? We'll talk a little bit more before we wrap up.
Sure, man.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll stay.
I know you'll stay, even though you've been complaining all night. But all right, let's hear from the Scouting Academy.
Scout NFL football like a pro. Invest in yourself and get a degree in player evaluation and assessment from the Scouting Academy. They've educated NFL GMs, personnel directors, and dozens of NFL scouts. Enroll today and you'll watch the same game tape NFL coaches watch. You'll learn to look past the metrics with position-by-position analysis. This is a time-tested curriculum, a chance to learn from the NFL execs and coaches. Sign up today and get a Dynasty Football Factory exclusive discount for limited time only. Save $50 when you sign up at dynastyfootballfactory.com.
So real quick, a graduate of the Scouting Academy is Paul Pertocuzzi.
Okay.
From Saturday to Sunday. We've actually had him on the show before.
Yes.
Remember that, Mike?
Yes,
I do. A couple
do.
weeks ago. I know
that.
it's late, so you're sundowning, so I understand. But
You're the one falling asleep. I'm wide the fuck awake.
I think he actually hit on 25 of 32 picks
Wow.
in the first round.
Seriously?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And overall, I think his ratio was like, I don't know, it was ridiculous. He was talking about it. Someone asked him about it. Like overall, I think he only missed like 14 players that didn't end up getting drafted. So go to Scouting Academy and maybe you can learn how to know who the hell is going to be drafted. Because I'm not going to lie to you. During the draft, I had to start looking people up. Like, who the fuck is this guy? Seriously?
Yeah, I think that's the best ad for the Scouting Academy. We're going to do a Superflex rookie mock draft, and we're attempting to get people in the room. Oh, we got somebody else just popped up. Oh, it's Bari.
Jesus Christ.
The guy who was supposed to be our new co-host, and then he decided not to be.
Yeah, you bailed, then you quit.
Wow,
quit the
bring
company.
that shit off.
God, dude.
Dang.
Awkward.
So listen, we're gonna just roll with this, and whoever's in the room will get it going. So with the 1.01, Shane, you are on the clock.
So, being that it's a super flex draft, I'm making the only pick you can make, and that's Kyler Murray.
You don't even
Arizona.
know his freaking name.
Did
Come
you
on.
just have trouble saying
How
Murray?
did you get the 101?
Yeah, I'm like,
How
I
did you
think I'm the only one.
Shane has
drinking out of
trouble
the
with
three of us,
words.
but you would've-
It's just words. He knows the player.
I was trying to think of what his middle name is, but I couldn't.
So that was like an attempt to be funny. Is that what?
Oh,
No, I literally do not know. I was going to say his middle name, but I blanked out on his middle name. My apologies. Kyler Murray, 101. Super flex.
I like Kevin's
I like him.
response.
He's the best quarterback in the class, etc. I don't think I need to sell anyone on Kyler Murray in this class.
No, you got the easy pick in this draft. So,
How did you get the 101 anyway?
I have no idea.
Sucks.
Shane basically, haven't you listened to their show? He steals whatever picks he wants. I mean, every time they do a mock draft, he takes whichever ones he wants.
well, not tonight. So, Jeremy, you're the 102, and you're on the clock.
N'Keal Harry.
That was also a very difficult one.
Okay, this is going to be a great mock if everybody's just saying a word and we're going to the next thing and that's it.
Why do you like N'Keal Harry?
Dude, I could go on all day. He was my number one, actually my 101 for a real long time, for years really, and my wide receiver one. And I just didn't waver from that. I saw nothing that he did last season to make me drop him down. None of the conjecture and the chatter and the talk and stuff that I saw gave me any reason to move him anywhere but where I had him. Other players, yeah, I moved up, I moved down, and things like that. But I never wavered on that. And then when he's picked by New England with that final pick of the first round, that sealed it for me. The usage I think is going to be great because of how well he plays in the slot, but also outside the short area. I think it's not. I don't know if it's the best landing spot he could have had as a receiver, but the fact that the Patriots burned.
Something happened.
Trade alert.
Wait, I was supposed to be on the
literally
103 to Shane Manila. That's huge. That's huge. So now I got the first real decision of the draft is, do you go Josh Jacobs or Miles Sanders? And I am going to be a homer, and I'm going to take Miles Sanders over Josh Jacobs, and the real first surprise of the draft.
How was that the decision at 103?
Oh, what's your
It's not
decision?
even close to it. It's not even close to a decision. Josh Jacobs wins that going away. I mean, not even close. This is complete total homerism. Not only did you steal a pick, but now we have to deal with this homerism too.
Well, Josh Jacobs.
We deal with this every show, actually.
Josh Jacobs had 3 years that he was at Alabama, right, where he got significant playing time. Miles Sanders had 1 year of significant playing time and put up better stats than him. So I've actually seen Miles now, and I like Jacobs because I've already drafted him a couple drafts. But I've actually seen Miles Sanders can actually do the things that we believe Jacobs can.
Sure.
So
And it's a homer pick.
And like Kevin mentioned before, Shane always steals picks, and he stole mine. There is one thing to tell you guys. I just got a message. It said that Rich Dotson was joining, so I clicked it. And when I clicked it, it makes everybody go away, and it says you have too many people in the room. So I told Rich, I said, hold on a second. I got to go back to tell everybody what's going on. So we need to do another pick, and then we'll be able to add. But apparently we can't have more than the people we have in the room right now.
All right, tell you what. So I'm going to log off for a little bit.
Yeah, why don't you do
We'll
that?
call you back, promise. We'll call you back when we're ready.
Because you already made two picks, so.
I made 2 picks. I did have a good draft so far. I'm not going to lie to you. To start with Kyler Murray and Miles Sanders.
It's a good team, even though you screwed up one.
All right, so then we're gonna lose Shane, and then Jeremy put Rich back in.
Bye, Shane.
All right, so what happened here? we just lost Shane after he did a second pick after stealing a pick from me.
You kicked him out. You kicked him out, and you're saying we lost him.
Well, that's what I'm.
Fanaro and
out for
Swags
that
can
pick.
pick, and then we'll get Rich's pick, and we'll be all set.
Can we just edit that we kicked him out for picking Sanders over Jacobs?
We can put it any way we want, but yeah, that's what Kevin was wanting to say anyway. So all right, so
Pretty much.
and I didn't
If
even
you want to kick me out, I've got Jacobs third.
Well, you don't pick to a long time, so be quiet, Bari. So here, let's go. Fanaro, you're on the clock.
Ooh, I'm on the clock. All right, so we do we literally have Jacobs following me right here?
Yeah, you really do. You
Oh, that's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
you really do.
That's ridiculous. I wanted to talk
That's
about.
what's
I
up
wanted to
with
talk about.
Dynasty Trades HQ. That's what happens.
I wanted to talk about the tier break after those top three, right? I feel like there was a tier break there, and I feel like it gets a little complicated, but not my pick. My pick's like simple. I mean, I'm gonna go with Jacobs clearly here. I mean, it's gonna upset a lot of people. It's a no-brainer choice. He's an instant 3-down back. He's got a great team, pretty good offensive line, and opportunity out the wazoo. Why would it not be Jacobs here?
I thought really he was going to slide to 10. So he just burst my bubble.
Well, if Shane wouldn't have stole the pick from me at 103, I would have took him. But Shane stole my pick, so he wouldn't have fell to you, Katie, at 10.
What did you
Come
give
on,
up
really?
to let him take the 103? I mean, I feel like you got hosed on that trade no matter what it was.
I think every time we ever do a draft, I get hosed on the trades, but it's all good with me. So, all right, obviously, Michael, that's a great pick at 104. So, how about your partner? How about your partner, Swags? What are you doing at 105?
Man, I'm taking Dwayne Haskins here, and I probably would have taken him 3 overall, to be honest with you. So I love this. I'm just as happy with Haskins. Well, not just, but about just as happy as I would be with Kyler Murray. Like, I love the landing spot. I think it's awesome. I love this at 5. Absolutely. And super flex, like, yeah. I thought I was going to get Miller here, or Miles Sanders, sorry. But Shane helped us all out.
Yeah.
So, and it's perfect timing because Rich Dotson just popped in the room right when it's on his pick at 106. Welcome, Rich.
Hi, what's going on? Let me, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, it's been kind of a mess here. We ended up having to kick Shane out of the show, so Shane's gone so that we can add another person into the room.
Hey, Rich, I just sent you the draft picks. We can go through them too, but I just tweeted you the DM'd you the picks. But it basically started out with Kyler Murray at 101, N'Keal Harry at 102, at 103 Miles Sanders, 104 Josh Jacobs, 105 Dwayne Haskins, and now you're on the clock, buddy.
Okay. So 105 is Dwayne Haskins. This is a super flex mock.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it tight end premium?
Sure.
You totally made that up.
Shane! I mean, Jeremy,
We're starting 3 wide receivers.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good
running
point,
backs,
but
and
we're in
4
so many
flex
leagues
spots.
now where the tight end is elevated, so let's just do it. Tight end premium. So yeah, take,
amount of prep
90%
that
of
I put into
Superflex
this.
leagues are tight end premium leagues.
I agree.
Usually.
Yes.
I put so much
prep
effort
into this
into my
mock
pick.
draft, and now it's just out the window. The rules. This is ridiculous.
That's what I love
do.
about
This is-
Cutillo
this is
and
my
Katie
show
Flower because they're so they're unaffected by this. They're still going to draft a good team, and they're going to be like, kiss my ass, my team's better. I love that, and Rich Dotson's probably going to do the same thing right now.
Well, thanks,
I'd
Rich, for
consider
fixing it.
Daniel Jones here, I would. I know a lot of people probably wouldn't. What's crazy is I'm in some rookie drafts right now that are super flex, and Daniel Jones is. I traded up in UPDL league, and I traded up to 2-2 for Daniel Jones. I was literally shocked that he was there. The second quarterback off the board in NFL draft that a team's going to be committed to in a super flex league, a young quarterback. Whether you like Daniel Jones or not, that's just too good a value. But here in a tight end premium, I'm going to just play myself a little bit safer, and I would take T.J. Hawkinson. This guy is about as elite as it comes when it comes to rookie tight ends. He's a 3-down tight end. He's pro ready. He's going to come right into the league and contribute right away. He's going to start right away, so he's going to see those targets. We're talking about a position right now that is just starving for more superstars. Even the guys at the top, besides George Kittle. I mean, Travis Kelce coming off the ankle injury. That's like his 3rd or 4th injury, surgery as it is. Zach Ertz has got Dallas Goedert to worry about. So the 2 top-end guys have somewhat question marks, whether it be age or injury or guys behind them that are extremely good. So for me, the T.J. Hawkinson's a very easy pick here. He's safe. He's a stud. I'm getting more points per reception than the rest of these guys on the board. I'm all over it. I think it's a fantastic pick. I'm just going to go ahead and high-five myself. There, I did it.
High-five yourself.
Yeah, I love the pick, and I love that you fixed the draft on the 6th pick of the draft by having Jeremy at tight end premium. That's awesome. And now,
even if it wasn't, I'd probably still take him here. I mean, again, even if it wasn't tight end premium, he's that good. I'd still consider taking him here. Again, it's just more of a position value than anything, and I love the tight end position more than ever. I preach it all the time in every show I could possibly get onto, saying, hey, when you're in a dynasty championship or any fantasy football championship where it is, the 2 teams playing each other are pretty damn good for the most part. And they're pretty loaded at each position. And so you're always trying to find that edge, whether like last year, Pat Mahomes was that edge at quarterback because he was so dominant. And before that, the edge that you had for years, Robert Gronkowski. I mean, Robert Gronkowski was scoring 100 more points than the tight end 3 or tight end 4 or tight end 5. That's a huge edge over your opponent. So I'm always looking for that slight edge over my opponent when it matters most. And when it matters most is in the championship game and in the playoffs. And I think the tight end is a position that can give you that edge. So to me, hands down, easiest pick of this whole entire draft is T.J. Hawkinson. And to be honest with you, in a tight end premium league, I'd be okay with taking him over a guy like N'Keal Harry. And I love N'Keal Harry. But when we're talking about somebody's going to edge over their opponents in the tight end premium position, that's Hawkinson. If Hawkinson can turn into a Rob Gronkowski or Travis Kelce as a tight end premium league, he's clearly a top end pick here. So I'm pretty much stealing here, guys. Thanks. Charge me with armed robbery.
Drop the mic.
Thanks, Rich. That's awesome. So then that puts John Bari at 107. You're on the clock, John.
Oh, I'm at 7. I thought I was 8.
We moved you up because you're here and available.
Nice. I like it. For me, it's a no-brainer. He's probably this is probably earlier than he's going in most places, but give me Deebo Samuel. I have him number 2 in this class, not Superflex, then he's 3rd. But I love him. I was high on the talent coming in. I loved his landing spot. So perfect situation, in my opinion. I think he's the safest pick in the first round this year. I think he's pretty much bust-proof.
It's gonna play right away, eh?
All right, well then, awesome. So we're just kind of breezing through here now, and we're up to Katie Flower, where, Katie, you were at 10, now you're at 8.
Yeah,
You traded up.
Good trade.
Good move.
Yeah. It was a good trade, and this.
I got passed. Just to be clear here, I got passed.
No, we moved you to
I had
109.
I had 9, and I'm still
You
at
traded
9,
back.
And yeah, 10 gets up to. This is ridiculous.
Well,
Old
go
draft
ahead,
Should have
Kate.
pulled the trigger
Go
on
ahead,
the trade.
Kate. Go ahead. I give
You gotta hit
You're
accept a
crying.
little quicker.
Katie's like, take it. Take
Go
it.
ahead, Katie. By all means.
All right. Well, since Rich can change the rules in the middle of the draft, that means I've got to change my pick in the middle of the draft. I'm going to go ahead and take Noah Fant, the other Iowa State tight end that is gone to the Broncos. The Broncos at pick 10 traded back, got a boatload, and they still got their guy at 20 overall. He's a great pass catcher. I'm not so worried about his blocking ability. He's an athlete, and both those guys were worthy of first-round NFL picks, and they're both worthy in tight end premium right in these slots, 5 and 7, 5 and 8. That's about where you're going to be looking.
Yeah, no argument for me. The rookie drafts I've been in, which I feel like every commissioner that I'm in a league with decided that Monday after the NFL draft would be the ideal day to start the rookie draft, because I have like 8 of them all on the same day. Have to go in the office. Everybody's like, "You're on the clock." I'm like, "Damn, I don't even know what's available or what's going on." But Hockenson and Fant have gone high in all of them, in the first round in all of those. So yeah, definitely good stuff.
So, Kevin, it is now at you at 109.
I get to go. You don't want to jump someone else. You don't want to pick someone else and take the pick in front of me, or
We've moved it around a few times on you, but now you're finally on the clock.
But he's never moved. He never
moved.
pivoted.
Everyone else got. No, that's okay. Listen, here's the reason I give Katie the pick. For one, it makes me look like a nice guy. For another, I can still beat her with this 9th pick. And lastly, I knew she wasn't going to take David Montgomery, who was the guy I'm going to take here, because I knew she was going to go tight end because you guys flipped the rules and made it tight end premium.
Yes.
I don't really care about the tight end premium, so I don't care that she got Fant, and I don't care that Hawk went, because I don't really love taking tight ends in the rookie drafts anyway if I don't have to. If I can wait and punt on the position, or get them later in the draft and take a shot and throw them on my taxi squad, fine. But I tend to be of the belief that we don't see a lot of production out of them the first couple of years. Sometimes you do, and maybe I'm okay missing on the ones that do. But for the most part, you might have to wait a couple of years, and a lot of times you can get them cheaper in the second year when you trade for them. So that's
Seems
my
to be
move.
a buy low at some point.
Yeah, that's my. Go ahead. You can. Yeah, sure. You can.
I want to ask a question, because a lot of people in this room are pretty hardcore dynasty enthusiasts and pretty intellectual, right?
Sure.
I just want to know that this is not even me being facetious. All right, this is not me trying to bust balls. This is a serious question, and I want to answer between you guys, because you guys would have better all this. I want to know why somebody would take David Montgomery, who's a nice solid player anyways, in a super flex league over Daniel Jones. I just want to know, why isn't all that, no, and this isn't, I'm in a lot of super flex league rookie drafts right now, and Daniel Jones is slipping, and I have no, like all of a sudden these young quarterbacks are going to get opportunity, or just you can find them anywhere you want. Like, you're telling me you're okay starting a guy like Andy Dalton over risking a guy like Daniel Jones? I mean, to me, I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. So I'm just looking for a different perspective from you guys. Kevin, Kevin's on the clock. He took David Montgomery. What made you say, okay, I'm taking David Montgomery over Daniel Jones in a super flex rookie draft?
Well, I assumed I have the 10th pick too, for one. But
I'm sure championship caliber team.
No, I'm kidding.
And again, so you take, the way I would look at it is okay, this is, again, my perspective. Who am I? I'm just another person with an opinion. But I just want to know. It's
I'll answer your question. Honestly, I like Montgomery. I think he's a very solid player. I'm a huge running back fan. I tend to lean running backs, particularly in rookie drafts, for one. Obviously, it's super flex. Your quarterbacks are going to be much more valuable. I like Jones. I don't have a problem with Jones. I particularly think that in this draft, I with the 10th pick, I I don't know. I didn't lean Jones because I just don't see the long-term value of him. I think that he might be. There's a very solid chance that he doesn't end up being a starter for a long term. So I like the fact that I'll get production out of Montgomery because I think I will get solid production out of him for at least 4 years. Right. I can't say that for sure with Jones, and I don't mind having quarterbacks. I mean, Andy Dalton might be the absolute last rung of quarterbacks that I'm okay with, but I don't mind having back-end quarterbacks in a Superflex league as long as they're starters. And I think there is a large number of serviceable quarterbacks in the league right now. And I think that if you're a good team in a league and you're drafting 1-9, you probably have decent quarterbacks on your team as well. I mean, for the purposes of this exercise, we have no idea what's on our rosters, right? But
you have Drew Brees and Jared Goff and Teddy Bridgewater.
But I mean,
and I'm more than happy with those guys going and passing on and getting another year out of those guys and passing on Daniel Jones.
But to your point, Kevin, like when you're hitting into that trade calculator, like who stands the best chance to increase value in a Superflex league by the end of the year? And that's going to be. Sorry to answer the question, but that's going to be the starting quarterback and the young guy. If he takes that job, like it or not, that's where your trade value comes in. And to Rich's point, like To Drink, you and I throw this around a lot back and forth. Like cheapest place to get a quarterback is always going to be in your draft.
Sure.
But
it
man,
is the cheapest place to get one. Yep.
So.
Could also be passing
I think the sad truth of it right now is that Daniel Jones is that joke to everybody, like the NFL side and the fantasy side and the dynasty industry as well. So it's kind of like you have to stay away from him and see how far he drops and who's gonna grab him. But at some point, the draft capital alone, he's gonna get a shot.
Yeah, best value in every Superflex league right now, hands down, bar none, Daniel Jones. Hands down, bar none. Bar none. You're getting a quarterback in a Superflex league who was a top 10 pick in the NFL draft at the end of the first round, high second round in a Superflex league. A quarterback that had showed some good athleticism. A quarterback that had the most dropped footballs in all of football. If his receivers were even mildly competent, his completion percentage could be up in the 70 percentile. To me, I just don't. Again, it's an honest question because to me, I don't understand.
So, would you take him? So by that logic, then Kyler Murray, Dwayne Haskins, and then Daniel Jones should be your first three, right? There should be no one else.
No,
honestly, that's essentially what you're saying.
No,
it's not like the first 32 quarterbacks are ever the first off the board.
But then that defies the logic that you just laid out.
It should be in the draft if you're going by that theory.
No, but I think he's talking about more at this late pick, like 108, 109, not so much 103, right?
What's the difference, though? If he said, if he said, bar none, the most valuable picks in the rookie draft are going to be the quarterbacks after the draft, then they should always go first. I
didn't say that. I said Daniel Jones is the best bargain in this draft for where he's going right now. I did not say quarterbacks are always the 1-1. I mean, last year I'd take Saquon Barkley 1-1 over quarterbacks. I mean, there's going to be I think Elliott would most likely over running backs like this. And again, it's different tiers. Like you did, like David Montgomery. I will admit, like I'm not as high on David Montgomery as some of the rest of people are. I do like him. I'm not as high. Like I like Josh Jacobs a lot, and if I need a running back, I could consider gambling on that running back over the quarterback. It's not. This is not a slam on you, Kevin, by any means. This is not like, why'd you take?
No. It's a discussion. I love having these arguments.
It's just what I've seen so far. Like it's already Monday. I'm already involved in all these Superflex leagues, and I'm literally seeing with my own eyes. I'm in leagues with other podcasters. With Matt Kelly. All these guys are out in these leagues, and I still see him slip. And to me, it's just a little mind-numbing. I just don't understand it because I've considered trading up multiple times into the back end of the first to get him, and I've tried to.
So hey, Rich, for you, it's basically, the big thing for you is that we're talking about what is probably going to be the Giants' starting quarterback, and he was drafted so highly. Because that could have been Dwayne Haskins in that spot or someone else, but it's really the fact that he was taken as high as he was taken, and you're looking at him becoming a starter for that team.
Yeah, he's guaranteed. He is guaranteed starting reps for, let's say, minimum 2 years. Minimum, most likely 2 years.
When does that start?
I would say might not start for a full year. And we go back to the fifth pick?
Or sixth
pick, where you took a tight end over that with value that might not see itself for a year and a half or 2 years too.
It's a tight end premium, and the guy I drafted, I think, is the next Rob Gronkowski. That's why in a tight end premium league. So that's right up there with Corey. I mean, in a tight end premium league, you're going to start a Travis Kelce. You're going to start a Zach Ertz over guys like Andy Dalton. I mean, just because it's Superflex doesn't mean you start two quarterbacks. You're going to start the guys who give you the most points. So the reason it is a tight end premium is because you want to get those tight ends on a larger par with these high-end quarterbacks. Again, you would start DeAndre Hopkins over a lot of these quarterbacks that are available. So it's just the way I look at it. Again, I think if you get a quarterback who's given the opportunity, yes, could it be a bust? Yeah, Kyler Murray could be a bust. He's going 1-1 in Superflex leagues. You know what I mean? So it's like his chance. I literally see his chances of being a bust almost as equal to as Daniel Jones. I mean, he's got a lot of flaws against his game as well.
I get that part of it.
But he's going 1-1 too. I mean, if you want, let's face it, the 2019 rookie class, nobody's safe. It's like Game of Thrones. Yeah. We don't know who's going to be the left on top of this throne. We don't know who's safe. You know what I mean? So like, if we're looking at, if I'm going to gamble in the back end of a rookie draft, in a weak rookie class of that has a lot of gamble all across the board, then I'm going to just put just me and the way I would operate it is I'd put my chips on that young quarterback. And like I said, maybe he does start off real hot. And even if I'm not a Daniel Jones truther, he starts off okay, I can flip that guy into a for sure guaranteed running back. Guaranteed quality.
And I think my biggest hesitation with Daniel Jones, and probably the reason we're seeing him slip so often in these rookie drafts that we're doing, is I think there's a solid chance he doesn't play this year. I really do. So for me, your value doesn't go up next year, right? It's probably about the same next year as it is right now.
But we could also argue that, Eli Manning got benched for Geno Smith, and he had Odell Beckham with him at the time.
True. You know what I mean? I tend to I shouldn't, but I tend to hope that the Giants learn something out of that and won't do it again. But I think that Jones is the type of prospect that they're looking at as a long-term play. They're going to roll out Eli for the year and plan to play him next year. At least that's my own personal thoughts. And I think
honestly, top 10 picks don't rest. I mean,
usually not. When
the Giants are out of it and they're like, okay, thanks for coming, Eli. This is it for you. We're for sure going to review next year anyways. Sure. Come week 14, 15, 16. Granted, it's not fantasy relevant time, and you're not going to start him regardless. He's a rookie quarterback in there late in the season. But he'll probably odds are Giants aren't making the playoffs. Once they're eliminated from the playoffs, odds are Daniel Jones is going to get some rest, and they'll spin it any way they want to. The rest of Eli get a look at the rookie.
You said you don't really love Montgomery, but let's put this in a virtual world where you do love Montgomery, right? Like, and you think he actually is going to produce this year, right? So let's say Montgomery has those 14 weeks where he's on the field and producing at a high level. At that point, the value of them has now maybe not flipped, but it's pretty close for a highly productive running back versus a quarterback that hasn't seen the field yet.
Okay, I mean, the argument I make against David Montgomery is we're playing in a PPR tight end superflex league, and he's got the field with Tariq Cohen, who's probably going to dominate the pass catching ability of that. So now David Montgomery just became way more touchdown dependent than I really wanted him to be because he's not going to be utilized as a 3-down running back.
You're not playing my game. I said he was not your game.
There are rules.
Yeah. So say he's producing at a high level. Yeah. I mean. Yeah,
I'm just saying what we're talking about is speculative ads because there's no sure thing in this at this point, right? That's my point.
100%. I 100% agree on that.
So I took the guy I like.
I wasn't slamming your pick. I was just trying to get a group feel about here, like why Daniel Jones is really slipping in a super flex premium league. I don't get it, and I'm trying to carpe diem that moment. Every super flex I'm in, I see him slip down to 1.9, 1.10, where there's a lot of garbage there, and people are trying to move out those picks. Like if I have a really late. If I have any kind of like commodities on my team, I'm flipping those for that pick to get that young quarterback, like anything at all. And right now I'm seeing people are taking 2 second-round picks and a 2020 third. I gave up a second-round pick. Like I let him slip back 8 picks. I gave up a 2020 third and a fifth to go get Daniel Jones. So I could literally give up a 2020 third to get Daniel Jones in this Superflex league I'm in. And it's a podcast league with podcast hosts that do this for – this is what they do. They do the podcast to talk about Dynasty, and people respect their opinion. So I just thought it was kind of odd. I'm like, what am I missing? Am I just the dumbest Dynasty player in the world all of a sudden?
Hey, this is Madman. I think that this dialogue is great because there were so many debates, especially after the rookie draft, every year really, where people talk about Superflex and how valuable is a quarterback. And that's in deep classes like last year. It started, I picked up on it a lot. And then this year too, with some of the idiosyncrasies around it, with Daniel Jones being drafted so high and is Haskins, the best quarterback out there because of this? Is Kyler Murray the best quarterback? And then you run into this situation. It really seems like even in Superflex Snuka, it seems like people really just kind of go for, like you said, toward the bottom third of the first round, players that they like better. I mean, I had that same thing today when I was picking at 108. I'm looking at TJ Hawkinson. I'm looking at some other players. I'm like, I've got to take Hawkinson. And much like Cutillo just said a little while ago, I never draft tight ends in the first round if I can avoid it. I just don't, because I don't want to wait 3 years for them to become a thing. I'm trying to win now all the time. So I typically, take something else or trade out of that spot. But time was ticking. I'm like, you know what? This guy's going to get on the field this year and play, and he's going to be blocking and doing all those things till he gets the game down. Then he's going to start catching those passes, and I believe in him like you said you do. But really, it comes down to a personal, I don't want to say bias, but it comes down to my personal ratings of these players and how my confidence in them. It really boils down to confidence for me in the player. You're more confident in Daniel Jones, and Cutillo is more confident in David Montgomery at this spot. And I don't know that there's a right answer, but we probably will know pretty soon. Montgomery's going to get some playing time this year, and I'm not sure about Daniel Jones yet for this year.
Okay. 3 things. One, I'm definitely not that confident in Daniel Jones. I just think it's value.
So you're playing the odds. Yeah, you're playing the odds.
Yeah, and that's any quarterback. That's any quarterback that comes in draft. It's almost 50-50 regardless. So it's like it's a coin flip. Nobody knows if Daniel Jones will be good or not. 2, I totally apologize for putting a screeching halt to this mock draft.
No.
Totally my fault here.
No.
Number 3, I completely expect the next pick to be Daniel Jones.
Well, I'll say this. Listen, the beauty of all of this is that it is just everybody's opinion. It is a rookie mock. Like Kevin said earlier, none of us have any teams. We don't have any reference of what we need and what we don't need. So everybody's making their opinions. And I don't think you...
No, I think we all like this too. This discussion is this is an interesting class. People bashed it going in, and I was thinking, we talked about it on this podcast with guests. Mike, you and I talked about it quite a few times. That It was actually interesting because we had so many questions about players that it was really going to be interesting to talk about and look at after the NFL draft. David Montgomery and that horrible pick by Cutillo aside, I think we can learn something. I'm just kidding, Kevin. I'm totally kidding. I'm totally joking, buddy.
But what I was going to say, and what I was going to
pick, and I play fantasy for me.
That's cool. And what I was going to say to Rich was, I was going to say he didn't need to apologize because that's really the point of doing all of this anyways, because people could listen to the show and hear somebody say, well, I take Kyler Murray, I take N'Keal Harry, I take Miles Sanders. But without this discussion and back and forth and why you do it and why you should do it or why you might want to think this way, that's what makes it interesting for people that are listening. And I think that was a good discussion between the two of you guys. And
never mind. I retract my statement. You're welcome for making the show interesting.
Thank you. There you go. That's perfect. Now, the other thing is we have like 3 more picks with 3 more people. Like, I think it's backed up because Skype doesn't let more people in the room. So is Jason in? Did Jason get in? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So then, Jason, you are on the clock at 1:10.
Can I trade this to Rich for his 2020 first?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go, Rich.
You don't want it straight up? That 2020 first is more valuable than Daniel Jones, is what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. The 2020 first class is absolutely loaded, and some of those quarterbacks are going to slip because the receivers and running backs are so dynamic. Some people are not going to be able to pass up on those guys, and the quarterbacks class is much stronger next year. So I'm not going to flip it for a 2020 first, that's for sure. But I haven't had to so far. I haven't seen one person had to give up a 2020 first to get Daniel Jones. Like I mentioned earlier, I moved up from 210 to 22 and gave up a 2020 third and pick 5.8 for him. So I wouldn't do that. I'm not.
Yeah, that's a
I'm
steal.
not full
That's
blown
gross.
crazy. I'm just mildly delusional.
Fair enough. Well, somebody else can take Daniel Jones because I'm not going to do it either.
What are you
Unbelievable.
Who are you taking?
Man, there's so many people here because you guys went crazy in front of me. I don't necessarily.
You know the picks? Let me. Do you know all the picks?
I mean, it's been a while. Why don't you go ahead and break it down?
Let's do a recap.
I'm going to grab another beer.
101, 1.01, I'm just going to say 101. Kyler Murray. 102, N'Keal Harry. 103 was Miles Sanders, some crazy trade between Blitz and Shane. 104, Josh Jacobs. 105, Dwayne Haskins. 106, T.J. Hawkinson, not Daniel Jones. 107, Deebo Samuel. 108, Noah Fant. 109, David Montgomery. And then 110, Two Drink, you're on the clock.
Yeah, I really not trying to be biased here, but I like the Haskins pick at 105, and I'm not even the biggest Haskins guy, but Swags didn't respond to my trade for me to move up, so thanks for nothing.
Oh, you sent me an offer?
I mean, to move up in this mock that you didn't respond to like normal, which sounds like most of our trades.
Fake.
Which is why I didn't accept that other one earlier.
You didn't reject it, speaking of not responding.
Yeah, you're welcome. It goes both ways. I'm going to take A.J. Brown here because he hasn't been off the board yet. I don't necessarily love his landing spot, but just in the rookie drafts and other mocks that have happened today and post-draft, I see him going much higher than this. So it seems like an easy flip candidate for me picking at 110, where I've just missed out in the championship game in this made-up league, so I'll take that or a piece to flip A.J. Brown and make it into the championship and beat you Jokers next year.
And just for the record, I had the original 110 pick. I wanted to stay there, especially when Rich changed the rules to tight end premium, and I was eyeballing A.J. Brown at the 10th spot the whole time. So
I may have listened to Rookie Fever this morning in preparation for this, where you were on. So
Rookie Fever was
I'm
awesome
the person
today, wasn't
sniping
So that was a
flowers.
That was a reverse snipe. So Mike,
everybody go
moved
check
me up
out
on
Rookie
purpose just
Fever.
to test my resolve.
Yeah, Katie's a big A.J. Brown guy. That was her number one receiver in this class.
I'm gonna flip this to Katie afterwards. Me and her can talk.
Okay.
I don't think Rich liked the pick.
Rich didn't like the
He
pick.
could have got it for.
I just saw him nodding no.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well,
You know what you thought you guys should be doing, Daniel Jones.
you got that right.
I don't believe in Gettleman. I don't believe in the Giants. I don't believe that Daniel Jones is the right guy, and I think it's a waste of a pick, honestly, and that's why I wouldn't take him.
I don't believe in Marcus Mariota or that run first team.
And I don't blame you there, but I think that lots of things can happen with landing spots. I'd rather have the talent and a bad landing spot than no talent and no landing spot.
AJ Brown or Corey Davis.
Do we think Corey Davis is more talented than AJ Brown?
No.
I don't.
I don't think so.
I'm not sure. I really don't
Rich is
think
pissed
so.
again.
And it's funny too because Shane's not in the room right now either, and Shane loves AJ also.
He loves both of them. I know.
I
man.
love-
We
I
have
love
to switch
I'm with you on this
games.
one for sure.
I love Corey Davis, but I do think
I
that
do.
A.J. Brown is more talented.
That's baffling to me.
Okay, what if we even called them equal in talent? What if we like they're pretty close in talent? It's just the whole fits like so if you don't like Gettleman and stuff, like I just don't like it's just a bad fit. It's not even anything against AJ Brown, it's just like a bad fit.
I don't really like because the passing reps in that offense per snap are horrible. What's 200 and some? I mean, it was just bad. It was awful. And so how are they going to spread the ball? Is Mariota suddenly going to pass the ball more? I doubt it. I mean, I don't expect any of those receivers to be what we want them to be, but I still think Brown is more talented than Corey Davis. I don't know if it matters in that offense.
I'm hoping Mariota can feel his fingers this year. That'll help a little bit. Even if he is close to Corey Davis, I just got him at 110. I know it's not quite the same, but Corey Davis was 101 for a lot of people that year. So even just right there, the value difference. And again, I don't even like A.J. Brown this much, but I can't let him keep sliding. I'll let Daniel Jones go for a few more picks, but I'll go ahead and take A.J. Brown to flip him because there are a lot of people that like him a lot more than me.
The other thing about A.J. Brown, he has been playing minor league baseball, and when you've got a two-sport athlete that also attends college, he's got nothing but now that he's going to focus on football and football only, it's a lot like Kyler Murray. Now that he can just focus on the one sport, he's got a lot to learn and can exponentially get higher, and he's already been productive from a young age. So I'm
There's just
going
another
with talent
receiver I like
over
better,
landing
that's all.
spot here.
if I didn't take Daniel Jones here, I just like there's another receiver out even. But again, it's just who cares? It's just my opinion. That's all.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's
Your guy that jacked up the draft at
Jerry
106.
McLaurin. There's a lot
Yeah,
of guys
damn
that-
right. Yeah. Hey, man. We gotta have established rules here.
Well, we did have one more pick here with Zach, but is Zach in the room? I don't believe he is.
Trying to get him in here. I think someone's probably gonna have to go before we have him pull him in. Unfortunately, Kevin, are you heading out? You going to bed?
Yeah, well, I mean, I got lambasted by Rich, and then now I'm hearing Corey Davis isn't as good as AJ Brown. I don't know. I think that's it.
So, Kevin, then you got moved up to 111. You traded to 111. So, what do you want, Kevin?
Oh, this is my pick now?
Yep, you get 111.
No, I think Zach's going to join us, but yeah.
I thought you just said he wasn't here.
Yeah, no.
he's not.
I'm going to bounce so that Zach can come in.
Oh,
So
okay. I misunderstood.
I do this in honor of Zach because he's awesome and he'll make a way better pick. Later, guys.
I appreciate it, Kevin.
We love you.
Later.
No land based in.
All right, so you're going to put Zach in? If anybody else has to leave, I appreciate it, guys, if you need to go.
If we want to leave, you appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you being here, I'm saying.
I appreciate it if you want to leave.
No, I mean, I
If we do
appreciate
this
you.
again, we'll have.
I'm just sticking around to tell more people that they're wrong. That's all.
No, that's
like
fine.
Skype was
Dude,
supposed to
no,
Definitely not leaving now that I know Cipes wants us to.
No, I don't want
One
you
of my,
to. I was offering it to anybody if they wanted to.
more fucks coming your way.
Yeah, I almost feel
Damn
like
it.
I almost feel like I should go just so I get appreciated.
No, I said it wrong. Whatever. Oh my gosh. All right, so Jeremy, is Zach in there or?
Doesn't look like it.
No, man, he hasn't
You're
joined
not
yet. I'm just
Jeremy.
trying to get him in. The other Jeremy.
So what do you guys think about Daniel Jones?
Really good opportunity.
Well, look, the final pick in the
Yeah, I think he's got a great
the final pick in the round was supposed to be a consensus pick based on what everybody thought, and
We got the 111. Yeah.
pretty much the way this is going, it might end up being Daniel Jones anyways. So
I will say this though,
Yeah,
I had
anything to do with
had
that.
3 picks
Yeah.
there. I had a 3, 4, and a 5 that I just made, and I had it all planned to go Miles Sanders, Haskins, and Harry, but Rich's rant talked me into Hawkinson instead of Harry, so I let Harry fall to
You're-
7.
You're also,
Wow. You know-
you're also a
No,
Ryan
6.
Homer.
Harry fell to 6, and Rich, it is, and everybody, sorry, it is a tight end premium. So,
I'm talking to Rich.
but I've got Ingram and Howard. I didn't really need Hawkinson, but man, the Lions thing, and maybe he wasn't. I have a pick at 10 too. Who knows if he would have been there, but Rich talked me into it.
You're
You're
welcome.
crazy.
Thanks. Yeah.
I really
You
hope
hate-
he doesn't bust.
and
I have 1-4 in a league where I need a tight end because I had Gronk and he retired, and I'm taking Hawkinson there. Like I'm taking
That is that
It's
super
like-
flex as well.
Nope.
I don't
It's a
hate
regular
that.
standard. It's a
Okay.
regular standard.
Yeah, I
not
don't hate
standard
that at all.
PPR. It's a PPR league, but I'm still taking him at 1-4. I don't give a rat's behind.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all without being
Not worth
super
trying
flex.
not worth trying to back up a couple spots, gain something else.
Oh,
Even if it means you end up with
I-
Fant
I-
over Hawkinson.
I've been
I mean,
trying to
and
do that
that's-
for a week, so we'll see
if-
if it
Oh,
pans
okay.
out. I'm trying.
If Fant's
desperately.
there at 10, I'm taking him too to drink.
Yeah, I would too.
They'll both be there. Even
Yeah.
one
And
quarterback. I
do you
think
have
they'll
any
both be
picks
there.
in that round? Oh, I think you gave them to me, didn't you?
I gave you 5 and 10 in that one you're just talking about.
Yeah.
5 and 10 for what was it? Fournette and Tyreek.
Have you
And
guys seen anything
Rosen.
though?
Rosen.
In rookie,
You
have you
got
guys been
Stafford.
drafting first round rookie picks yet? I mean, you know, started your first rounds of your drafts. Have you seen
Swag.
anything goofy? Because it's been it's been, I don't want to say predictable, but it's not really been.
I saw
surprising.
Darrell Henderson go 111 and draft him in right. It went like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, Nikhil
Really?
Harry just
I
fell
like
to
him.
106. I thought that. I
You
mean,
saw the
that's
106.
great,
no?
man.
Wait,
I had a part in that, but I still, I still
It's all your
realize
fault.
it's kind of crazy.
I don't think it's that crazy. Like I said, if it's a super flex tight end premium, you can see it go Haskins, Murray, Hawkinson, Fant, Sanders.
Dude, yeah, and
You
I'm
need to
super stoked
split
to
Murray
add
and
Sanders
I agree
and
there.
get a quarterback in Haskins and then another tight end. Got my Lions tight end. I'll probably try to trade Galladay now.
how high did you say Henderson went, Rich?
I saw him at 111.
111. Wow.
Yeah. That's the one thing that stood out to me. So in all the drafts I'm in, like, so I'm like, why the why would you do that? I took Hakeem Butler at 2-1. I just thought it was really weird that Henderson went 11. I got to see if he's the Gurley owner or not, but still, it's just
Oh yeah.
even then.
Even then.
Yeah,
I saw Henderson go in a like a one-round Debbie depleted draft at 108, but there were.
Was that me? Was that me? Because I took him for the Debbie depleted today, but I don't remember what pick it was.
Yeah,
Is it my pick?
I don't think so.
You
What?
should pick.
No.
As long as it's not Daniel Jones.
We had 11.
Yep.
We're at 11.
All right, guys. So we don't have Zach, Jeremy.
Yeah, we can't. We haven't been able to get him in here, so we're gonna just have to do this one as a consensus pick.
Well, Zach DM'd me and said DK Metcalf.
No, somebody just gave me this pick.
Damn it.
No,
You got it for free.
So go ahead, take it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick Daniel Jones just to get that shit out of the way.
Wait, so that used to be a 112.
So at 111, Swag moves up and he takes Daniel Jones at 111.
Terrible pick.
Shane is the new Gettleman.
See, Rich did all that just so that somebody else takes Daniel Jones, and he said all that stuff.
That's how I operate with the whole rookie draft. I just talk everybody up as much as I can, and just hope the guy I really want slips to me.
That's awesome.
No, but I truly, I mean, yeah, like throat punch me if you want to, but I truly kind of like, I buy into it and the draft capital, and I even said that to you last night with Katie and Fanaro. I said, but at some point, like last year, there were 5 quarterbacks drafted, and we didn't love all of them, but they're all starters now, and that's all I need is a starter in the NFL in my Superflex league. I don't need them all to be Mahomes or Baker or my favorite flavor, but I want quarterbacks, and I've been that team without a quarterback in a Superflex league, and I've watched teams pay up for quarterbacks, and I know I'll be fine with Daniel Jones here. I mean, what, we're all backing up Eli Manning all of a sudden?
Yeah, I mean, you got to look
That's
at
your
it
guy?
in a 12-team league, right? If everything was just dispersed equally, there's 4 teams out there that literally only have 2 starting quarterbacks, and that's
Right.
it. And that's everything spread out fairly. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, they're just in a Superflex league. They're a rare commodity. I mean, just like anything else, it's a rare commodity, and it's worth way more if it pans out than anything else out in the community. So that's the gamble. That's, if you could buy a lottery ticket and the prize is either $10 or $100 or $1 million, or even $1,000, but all the tickets cost the same price. What ticket are you going to buy?
It's pretty funny. Last year, in a lot of the rookie drafts, I ended up taking Josh Allen way late in a lot of drafts, and everybody's like, "Oh, he sucks." Everybody laughs about it, but I ended up even using him in some of my leagues this year. I started him sometimes.
Yeah, he was like the number 1 quarterback.
Hell yeah, dude.
Last, 4 weeks. Hell yeah, you use him.
Yeah, and I got him really late, and I got him in a trade. I even traded Jeremy for him in one of the leagues, and it's just like,
no, I never moved him to you. Remember?
well,
you wish I did. You tried to send me a second. I was like, yeah, no, thanks.
whatevs. I don't remember. I thought we did trade, but whatever. I haven't been in a lot of my leagues, but it was the same thing. Most people were just letting him fall. They said he sucked, so I got him in a lot of leagues, and he ended up playing for me. So
maybe Daniel Jones is Josh Allen this year. We'll see.
Maybe. So listen, everybody, thank you so much for coming in here. I know it was like kind of a... What?
Yeah, the 112. Yeah, what are we doing consensus for 112? Because I'm thinking that most people are going DK Metcalf if he falls that far, but I'm open to whatever you guys want to do.
Paris Campbell.
I would vote.
Arcega Whiteside.
Wait. Hold on. All right. So
Wow,
Rich
no
said
consensus
Rich said Paris Campbell. Katie, what were you saying?
I said Metcalf.
Metcalf. Fanaro.
Drew Lock.
Metcalf, easy.
Jeremy.
Easy.
I'll go last.
Oh, okay. 2 drink.
Tiebreak. Going.
I'm going to go 2 drink on... Nope, that's my name. I'm going to go Drew Lock.
Swags.
I'm going to go Drew Lock. If we're going to take Daniel Jones, why aren't we taking Drew Lock then?
Because
Swags.
the blade of grass blowing in the wind towards him freaks him out.
It's true, man. That part is true. That guy, I don't like. I don't think he'll ever be a good pro quarterback.
I'm going.
Are you speaking of Daniel Jones or Drew Lock?
Wait.
Talking about Drew Lock.
Wait, what'd you say, Swags?
Marquise Hollywood Brown.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was going to go Metcalf also. So it looked like we had 3 Metcalfs. So
And I liked Arcega-Whiteside.
Oh,
Yeah,
I forgot JDB was even here.
DK Metcalf is gonna have to be there.
Hey, Two Drink, how did you feel about Will Greer's landing spot? Because that was your guy going into the draft. Like what do you think about that? We haven't even talked yet.
Well, that's your fault. I'm waiting on you.
All right, so wait, what did we end up doing?
I think we had 2 Whitesides and 3 Metcalfs.
Okay.
And 1 Campbell.
And 1 Campbell.
And 1, yeah.
And 1 Lock.
Will Greer.
I don't take turds in the first round, so you guys can have all the Metcalf shares you guys want.
Oh,
you tried to get Daniel Jones. That was your
turd. We had
turd.
1 Hollywood too.
Yeah. All right. So great. So then we ended up putting it up as Metcalf. So thank you, everybody. It was kind of all over the place, but it was fun, and we appreciate all of you guys coming in here and giving us your opinions and debating
Shane
players.
Never came back.
Well, Shane is going to come back after everybody leaves. We're going to wrap up the show.
Basically, we just dedicate our patron episode to Shane. It's him.
If I can even wake him up, because I guarantee you he's asleep now. So, but again, thank you everybody for joining us. We really appreciate you guys being here and giving your opinions and debating, and hopefully we'll see you guys later on in other episodes and other drafts.
Yeah, I hope you guys had a good time.
Absolutely, thank you guys.
Oh, he's fucking
Let's all
back.
tell him who we are
Shane's
at the same
back.
time. And
Shane's
have,
back.
like an audio.
Oh man, that was an awesome draft.
Wait, where did Shane come from?
No, you
No.
didn't. Rich.
Shane, you got the one.
I just added him.
I got the 112 too.
Yeah, I just traded it to you.
JJ Arcega-Whiteside.
He wasn't picked. Good pick. There's your
Aha.
Over DK Metcalf?
Yeah.
Anybody shocked you took 2?
Wait, DK still on the board?
Yeah, that was the consensus number 12.
DK Metcalf still on the board. Marquise Brown still on the board. JJ.
I'll take DK Metcalf at 112.
Well,
How
that-
do you pass
There you
that up?
go.
That was the
112?
consensus.
There was a weird push for Daniel Jones.
Yeah, well, 3 of
I
us.
took Daniel Jones.
We didn't draft Daniel Jones in a Superflex?
I did.
Oh no! We did after Rich.
All right, Rich is smart.
He just died.
Made us do it.
I mean, he's a starting quarterback in the NFL, so you kind of have to. Well, he will be eventually.
Shane, don't try and talk common sense in Superflex leagues there because it doesn't make any sense.
I like how he said Rich made us do it.
It doesn't. It's the best about Dynasty. Take who you believe in, man. You gotta believe in your pick, man. That's for sure in the first round.
Yeah,
Hashtag no
definitely.
shirts.
And I don't even really believe in Daniel Jones.
No, I don't either. But you know what?
Edit all of him out. Just
How many of us believed in Josh Allen last year?
Hey, that was
Yeah.
that was what I had talked about, Shane. You weren't here for that discussion, though.
It's like
Josh
I'm gonna
Allen's
start- I'm
first
just
year
gonna
over
go
all
on
of
and
Daniel
Shane.
Jones' career.
Even if you're a starting quarterback, you're valuable. That's the thing. Some of the guys that we take later in the drafts never start for teams, and we never get that value out of them. But if they start,
Can we just call this the
huge.
Daniel Jones show?
No,
It's definitely-
that's enough for it.
It's definitely going to be in the title, that's for sure.
So, Shane, I have a question for you because
Uh-oh.
the talk about Daniel Jones was Daniel Jones should be in front of A.J. Brown. What do you think?
No. No.
All right, thank you. That's all. I was just wondering.
Can I tell you
I can
a
turn to
league?
Katie or Shane now.
There's a league that Rich and I are in. It's got a lot of letters. Yeah, a lot of letters. Oh, you guys are in it too. And I got AJ Brown at the 2-3, which
Where did Daniel
Wow.
Jones go?
I don't even know. I don't even
I
care.
tell
The
you,
fact
right,
that
right in front of you, I took him at 2-2. I traded up for him.
did you?
Right?
Yeah.
So,
I heard
Shane,
Daniel
you've got
Jones would
Rich
stop
to thank
listening.
For that.
See, that would have stood out to me. I would have definitely remembered you took Daniel Jones at 202. Shane doesn't even remember.
Jeremy,
Like,
we would have remembered if we were in the room, if we knew anything about it.
Yeah. Shane protects us from these things.
Yes.
But
Wow.
that's
AJ
perfect.
Brown.
After
Poor
what
guy.
we just went through for the last
Dark
hour,
Outfit's cool. Check
that's
him.
perfect that
Harris
that
Campbell is
Rich.
higher upside than A.J. Brown in Dynasty.
The last hour was
Yeah.
amazing, Cipes. Are you kidding me?
No.
I had a great
Amazing.
time.
And I'm saying that was perfect that in a real
Like
rookie
57
draft.
minutes. That's where I was on.
in a real rookie draft, Rich did that and traded up in front of Shane and us to get Daniel Jones, and then Shane got A.J. Brown. That's why I said it was perfect.
But we actually traded up to get to A.J. Brown.
Oh.
Because once he was on the board after we picked at like 110, then I sent offers to everyone that had a pick between then and the 2-2. When someone, I don't even remember who, someone finally accepted the offer.
That league's not even expensive. I told him I got Daniel Jones for a 2020 third. So that's what it cost me to move up.
Yeah, that's nothing. I mean, starting quarterback, that's ridiculous. Because even if we all think he sucks, the consensus was 80% of the dynasty community thought Josh Allen sucked, and he might not be able to throw very well, but he was a quarterback one for like a 6-week stretch there last year.
Hey Shane. You kind of interrupted my segue to leave. Like when I was telling you guys how amazing that last hour was, I was kind of getting ready to say goodbye. Then you interrupted it. Now I gotta tell y'all what I was doing.
Okay,
but man, I really do have to go, guys. I apologize. My night's long from over. So I had a great time though. Thanks a ton for having me on.
Absolutely, thank you for coming.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry to bounce. I'd love to finish the show, but have a good time. Rich, thanks for helping me take my tight end of choice. Yeah, guys, thanks a ton.
Oh, this is big.
Q. I'm out.
Trade alert.
Uh-oh.
I made a trade. We made a trade, guys.
Uh-oh.
So
we did. Thanks. Let us know what it is, please.
We gave up the 2019 311 and the 2020 third for the 2019 303 in the Ultimate Dynasty Podcast League. Yeah, we made that trade with Dynasty Trade Calculator.
Is that the one that Rich is in that league?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're about to pick now.
Right.
And I'm really feeling Justice Hill right here, guys. I'll let you be in part of this pick. What do you think?
That's a great value pick. He's a great scheme fit. His only competition is Kenneth Dixon.
Trash.
Trash. I think it's a fantastic pick at 3 in the third round.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's what we were targeting, guys. So we got the guy we were targeting there. You know, we saw him on the board, and we were like, let's move up and do it. And I'm happy that we could do that as a team.
I'm glad.
Yeah, just so you know, you would never be the guy I picked to make my picks.
I am happy with that, and I'm happy with that trade. We only had to give up a 2020 third, I guess, is what you said, right? To move
we have about 416 fourth round picks in this draft. I don't know why. I don't know what we were doing, but we were collecting fourth rounders like they matter.
We were probably podcasting while you were doing that.
Good chance, man.
So Daniel Jones, 6'5",
drinking,
221, runs a 4.8, 140.
Oh my God.
Senior Bowl MVP. You know, Eli and Payne's coached him in college. David Duck Cutlip. It's really good connection there. I'm just kidding.
Did someone see? I'm sure someone saw Alvin Silva's tweet where basically the Giants have the last 3 Senior Bowl MVPs now. No one? Okay.
No one.
Okay.
It was just dead.
Well.
Right.
I like Loletta better than Daniel Jones.
Everybody liked Loletta last year. I tell you, I have no idea if the kid's going to be any good. I have none. But where Rich got him, oh my God, yeah. I should have probably.
My whole question, Shane, was just like, why is he going at the very back end of first and high second in the Superflex league? That was my I wasn't like, I wasn't advocating taking Daniel Jones like number 3 or 4 overall. It just I thought it was really weird because I'm in so many Superflex leagues and he's literally every single one he is slipping past like 1.8, 1.9, and like when Kevin took David Montgomery, a running back who's not even guaranteed to be a 3-down running back in that system, I just like, wow, why would you, if you're going to gamble on some upside, gamble on the quarterback upside. That's the only way I look at it. Like again, it goes back to that lottery ticket thing. If I'm going to scratch the lottery ticket, I'm going for the big bucks. That's all. I mean, it's nothing. I'm not trying to preach Daniel Jones to be good, but it's not like, I don't even know what we're really basing off is like him being like ultra terrible is. I mean, he was just in a really shitty offense with a really bad team around him, and enough where he was consensus first round pick in the NFL draft and he goes top 10. And this goes back to, like I mentioned before, if you spread those quarterbacks out evenly, there's teams out there that literally only have 2 quarterbacks on their roster. And there's such a rare commodity to have a very young quarterback. I mean, people are taking guys like, what's the knucklehead out of Denver that got cut?
Paxton Lynch or Chad Kelly.
Chad Kelly.
Chad Kelly.
I don't want to talk about that.
There, you see that guy fall in Superflex leagues in the second round, you're going to preach their names. It's just, It's just rare that you see a quarterback go in the top 10 in an NFL draft, and then in a Superflex rookie draft, he doesn't get taken in the top 6. Like I've literally never seen that before, ever.
Because everyone thinks the GM is crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, no. I saw it last year with Josh Allen because the leagues I drafted him in. I'm not going to pretend like I was like, oh, I'm smart. I'm going to draft him high here. I drafted him in the middle of the second round.
In a Superflex.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about before.
That is, it was just a deep quarterback class, so he was just pushed down because of all those other quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Rosen, Mayfield, Darnold, Lamar Jackson just went ahead of him. So it's just like at that point, you're not going to be redundant at the top of the second and take another quarterback. I mean, I would, but
right. But this guy was, Jones was with the second quarterback off the board. I mean, the historic hit rate on those, he has a better hit rate than probably David Montgomery. As to your point earlier, we didn't have to worry about that though, guys. We drafted Kyler Murray at 1.
Oh, okay.
No, we didn't. We drafted N'Keal Harry at 101, but we had the 102. So we just did that to screw with ADP.
I saw that savvy maneuver. I saw that when it went down. I'm like, why do you take N'Keal Harry? And then I saw you had 1-2. I'm like, oh, now I know why.
Yeah. I'm just trying to screw up ADP. If any leagues, and this is what I advocate for everyone to do, just to screw other people, is if you have the 101 and the 102, draft the position player first and then the quarterback at 102, just for funsies.
That's pretty funny. But all right, so again, we got to kind of wrap everything up. We've been going for a long time here, so we really appreciate everybody that's here. And I know Rich, Katie, JDB, if you guys want to plug anything before you go ahead, feel free.
Ladies first.
You can find me on Twitter at FF_Skyler399. I'm on UTH Dynasty podcast, and thanks for having me on. It's been a fun draft, a lot of great discussion, and just love Dynasty fantasy football.
Thank you, Katie. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at DynastyRich, host of the Dynasty Nerds podcast, where I'm just full of magical, ridiculous takes, just as I was given tonight. Please tune in. Tell me how wrong I am. I might even drop my crystal balls on you here and there to try and predict the future the best of my ability. But that's where I'm at. That's where you can find me. I'll always be there. It's my home.
Thanks, Rich. That's awesome.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks, Rich.
And
Katie for joining us. That was a good time.
And JDB, I know I said I forgot you were in the room, but do you want to plug anything?
I didn't want to step over everybody. There was a conversation going, so I did the right thing, and I just stepped back and let everybody else talk. On Twitter, at Dibari22, DIBARI22. My
Wait, we lost you.
Sorry, what happened?
Wait, John, we lost you. Do it again.
Right when you said the important part of where to find you.
I know, he's gone.
You can find me at...
Yeah, I don't want people thinking we did that on purpose.
Yeah, it shows that he's still in the room too, but
you can find John's written work at dynastyleaguefootball.com.
Correct.
It's .com.
And he has the Fantasy 40 podcast, which is actually a lot of fun. Those guys are good.
Yep.
Well, thanks a lot, guys. That was awesome for everybody that joined us. We really appreciate it.
Hey, I'm at FL2 drink minimum, you jerk.
I know, but I thought you were sticking around. I thought you were
Superflex
sticking around
pod.
in here. Hold on, I thought you were sticking around. So okay, I'm sorry.
And
So
at FF_breakdown, but I'll hang out. That's cool.
Yeah, we got to do a quick paper. Right?
there was a couple people that weren't here for everything, and I thought that my notes here was that you were sticking around. So I apologize. Go ahead and say your plug, anyways. Go ahead.
No, I'll do it later. I don't want to now. Thanks for the heads up, madman. Jeez.
Mike doesn't listen to me.
Well, you guys do it. I'm gonna get a beer because.
Okay, that's cool.
Foreign. I need another.
Go for it, and then we'll wrap everything up. Rich, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Rich.
Thanks,
Be in touch,
Rich.
man. You take it easy, okay, brother? Thanks.
See you later. And Shane, why don't me and Jeremy and Fanaro will wrap up the show, and then we'll do whatever it was we were supposed to do. All right, so just like every other mock we've ever tried to do, there was trades, there was people making picks for other people, there was
blasphemy, anger, arguing, and we didn't do any of it ourselves. It just happened. I mean, it didn't need to be cultured at all.
I think everything. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, if you want mock drafts to be realistic, you should allow for trading. That's the problem with rookie mock drafts is you're always like, oh, well, I'm basing this rookie draft off of nothing. Like, you know,
you're going to have to pick this guy.
If you have a team, it does skew your thinking as much as you'd like to say I don't draft for need.
Yeah, well, you know, you had left the room, but a couple of things we had talked about, and even Kevin Cutillo brought that up about that we're making picks based on nothing, you know, without knowing what our rosters are. So, I mean, just like everything else, we try to have a good time, and it kind of goes off the rails sometimes and all over the place, but I think it all worked out great. So, check out.
Changed it up halfway through.
Now, what do we do? A snake in the middle of the first?
We changed scoring. Decided it was tight end premium at like 106, and then
I missed
came off
that.
the board.
Yeah,
well, you should have read the bylaws. That's all I can tell you.
And
I did not get a show sheet.
All right, wait a second. We're gonna say goodnight to this, and we're gonna do a Patreon thing really quick.
So I can see the board.
I thought
now.
we did that already.
No, that's what we're about to do. But then, all
I
right,
went and got beers. I'm good.
all right,
How many do you have?
Fanaro,
Yeah.
tell people where to
Yes,
find
5
you.
and
We
6.
didn't get a
Ready to
chance
go.
for you.
Yeah, man, I'm Mike Fanaro at Aardvark TV and at Rookie Fever.
Awesome. So thanks everybody for listening. Check us out on Dynasty Trades HQ on Twitter. Check out our website, dynastyfootballfactory.com. Go over to iTunes, give us a rate and review. And we're going to try to do a Patreon thing really quick. So thanks everybody for listening. We'll talk to you guys next week.
I'm the madman. I'm here all week.
Shane.
I just want to go to bed.
Okay, goodbye.
Why is 2 Drink frozen like that?